Happy Thursday, everybody. It's chamber check-in time. And today I have an opportunity to share a very unique chamber member. It's INNOV8 Meetings plus Events. And I have the global events manager with us today, Brittany Cobb. Hi, Brittany.
Hey, everyone. How are you, Paul?
I'm terrific. I'm so excited to share your story and innovate with everyone. But first, as you know, Brittany, Delta Dental is our sponsor for these check ins. And I get to share a little bit from their Tooth Truth series. They have some really fun factoids. Brittany, you know, Delta Dental has been providing dental insurance benefits to Idahoans for more than 50 years. And their benefits are backed and designed by the largest network of dentists in the country. So, with that, I'm going to share a fun factoid. Here we go.
Did you know that teeth are the hardest substance in the human body? I did.
So, Brittany, that was a short clip. I got you.
Short. I've seen others; they're much longer. So I'm like, oh, let me take a quick. Anyways, we're back.
Hey, Brittany, when we first started and we were getting prepped for this call, I had the toothbrush in my mouth, and I just got to say that I have done more teeth brushing since Delta Dental has been a partner with this than I think I ever have. So thank you, Delta, for that. So these check-ins, as you know, Brittany, are really great ways to share our members' stories and origins and their products and services, but most importantly, the people, right?
Yeah.
So let me just do a quick little formal intro for you, Brittany. So all the listeners out there, Brittany Cobb has over 15 years of experience in the hospitality industry. She's educated, awarded, and recognized as a service leader. And I just want to take this opportunity to thank you for your involvement in the chamber. As I was looking at your background a little bit before today's call, I didn't realize how involved in the Las Vegas area you were until I started looking at all those accolades. So it is absolutely my pleasure to share your story today. So.
No, well, thank you so much. And it's definitely a pleasure to be here and be able to share with our community as well.
Well, INNOV8 Meetings plus Events, we'll get to that story because I even asked you the other day, I'm like, so what is it exactly that you do? And we started on a great conversation, and as things started to click for me, and I understood the resources and the value add that INNOV8 makes.
Right.
We'll get to that. But why don't you get us up to speed, how you got started in the events industry and kind of how you landed in Boise?
Sure. Well, I've been in Boise for almost 4 years now. Absolutely love it. I was born and raised in Southern Virginia and then came here by way of Las Vegas. I was there for about 11 years. And I love Boise because for me, this is a great blend, so to speak, of my Southern hospitable roots, how I was raised. We definitely have that feel here, I believe, as well as a great growing and thriving city with lots to do, lots of great restaurants, entertainment to keep me going. So I get a great blend here and I absolutely love that. How I got into this industry or planning specifically, when I have taken time to think back on that, I really can go as far back to my childhood. And I think I was born a planner. My mother and my grandmama both, I watched them not plan in a professional sense, but they were and are currently very active in their communities and within their family units planning. My mother and grandmother planned a lot of different charitable events, whether it was dinners or fundraising events. And so I think just growing up and seeing that is really how it, began with me.
Okay.
And as I got into, high school, through pageantry and then other community service projects, I started planning things. I had the opportunity to do a lot of that involvement in my school, SGA, planning, different events for that. And one of my greatest memories was I planned a mock crash for my entire high school. So it took a lot of involvement. I got the entire community involved. I had to organize Nightingale, policemen, and put on this huge, basically production for our entire high school. Wow. And so, then take me into college. So it's very interesting. I started out as a pre-med major, and a lot of people are always shocked to learn that. But during the summers of, in between school, I would go live at the beach on the Outer Banks and spend my summers working there. Absolutely some of the best days of my life. But so I worked on beach resorts, fine dining restaurants, casual restaurants. And that's where I started to really see just what it was like to really be in it on that side. And, my granddaddy always says, life is for living. And if you do follow me and see any of my social media, I would think most people could see that that's kind of my mantra for life. I love living life and experiencing all that I can. So through that experience, I realized that although I have a respect and love for medicine, I have a deep passion for hospitality. And I wanted to be in a position where I could serve people in fun, happy environments, help them to live life and create long-lasting, memories through travel and fun experiences and events and all of that. So I switched my major to hospitality management. It did cost me, or my dad, I should say, a 5th year of college tuition, but well worth it. And now, I'm in this great position as a meeting planner that I get to do that plus so much more. Not only do I get to help people have great experiences, I also play a major impact for companies and groups to be more successful and bring business to hoteliers and suppliers in our industry. So it's really a win-win for all.
Well, thank you for getting me up to speed. I always learn something new on these episodes. What you mentioned a little bit about INNOV8 at the end here, talking about how they provide value to their clients. So why don't we just dive right into INNOV8? Tell us a little bit about, maybe you can tell us how INNOV8 started and why, and then we'll dive into the services and products that are offered.
Sure. So one of my dear friends in Las Vegas, Cheryl Payne, I watched her work on this side of the industry for several years and was always interested in it. We had many conversations, and she and our other strategic partner, Robin, worked out of California and were on this side of the industry. Well, they saw a need in that area and decided to eventually branch out and start their own company, which is how INNOV8 Meetings was birthed. So we are a full service strategic meeting management company, meaning we can connect you with any hotel, resort, convention center, cruise line in the world and help you with the planning and booking from everything board of directors meetings to full-scale conferences and citywide events. We do everything from researching to following up to proposals, budget creation, negotiating, and contracting, for your meeting planning process. So I talked about them finding kind of a need or a gap, if you will, in our industry. And we've decided to make it our focus on that. And that is helping people with their contracts when planning meetings and events. So there are a ton of great companies out there that support clients, mainly with the research and sourcing, and some do have involvement with the contract and are very hands-on with that. However, what we have done that really sets us apart is we have designed a custom contract to better protect our clients. Contracts have always been very important, but as you know, and I'm sure many people have experienced over the past couple of years, they are more important now than ever. I always say before the contract is signed, you're negotiating, but after it's signed, you are then begging. And let's face it, no one wants to be a beggar.
Right.
So kind of to give you a couple examples on that. So can you imagine, okay, hotels, they pay their attorneys to create contracts that are going to protect the hotels ultimately, and rightfully so, they should. We have hospitality attorneys that are constantly reviewing and updating our custom contracts in order to better protect our clients. And at the end of the day, our goal is to truly create a contract that's fair for all parties involved. A couple of examples to give you to kind of paint this picture. So our contract language was well prepared for COVID, long before COVID was ever even a thing. Our force majeure language, it already covered WHO, the CDC, diseases, pandemics, pretty much, anything that was unforeseeable. And because of that, it allowed us to get all of our clients in 2020 off the hook financially because,
Wow.
because our contract language protected them. And I know of many companies out there who paid hefty cancellation damages in 2020. And the reality is they shouldn't have had to do that. It was unforeseen, unknown, out of everyone's control. But unfortunately, they did incur those damages because their force majeure and contract, did not protect them. So another great example that we're really starting to witness now is since 2020, the demand and compression that we're seeing now through 2023, because of all the shifting and moving we had to do for meetings and events that were canceled. In our contracts, we have a mutual cancellation clause. So people never think that a hotel would cancel on them, right? If you booked an event and had everything planned and the contract signed, you would think it's a done deal, and the hotel would never call and say, hey, by the way, we're going to cancel this on you, right? Well, they can, and it has happened. So, and I expect to see this happening more simply because of the times that we're in. We had a 1,000 person event in Las Vegas recently, and a bigger, more profitable group came along to that hotel, and they had the opportunity to earn more revenue, and decided they wanted to cancel on our group. So thankfully, our contract had this clause in there and protected them from that. The hotel had to find a new comparable hotel to place them in. They had to pay for any additional labor, rate variances, travel for attendees, all of those things. And so that's just another way that, what our contract service provides for our clients.
Wow.
I know, a lot of information.
Again, I learn even more, which leads me to ask you a little bit about your team.
Yeah.
With INNOV8. When I was looking at the folks on your team, I'm really bad at math, but I roughly calculated between your 7 to 8 team members over 120 years of experience.
Mm-hmm.
Just tell us a little bit about how valuable and all the industry knowledge from your team is.
Right. Well, one thing that I love about our team is that we are women-owned, women-started, and our team currently is made up of women. We're not opposed to men. I shared that earlier, but that's just how it is. And yes, our experience ranges all across the board. And like you said, over 120 years experience with such a small amount of people, I think says a lot about, who we are and where our passion lies within this industry and what we're able to bring to the table. So we have all come from different backgrounds. And so we have a lot of different strengths. We have obviously some crossover in experience, but together we're a pretty stealth team. And although we may have our own individual clients that we work with one-on-one, we are still a very joint group and support each other in a lot of different ways. So we're very united in that way. Here's something I'll say when I was talking about contracts. The other thing that we bring to the table behind that is you can have, clauses. We get asked all the time, can you just send me that clause? Well, first, we can't because it is proprietary to INNOV8 Meetings and Events. But secondly, even if you had certain clauses, do you know how to defend that clause? And we do. So just because you put something on paper, what if the hotel pushes back on that? If you have no clue, how to negotiate and why you're asking for what you're asking for and defend that, then it really does you no good. But our team, we're very high tech, high touch. We're not the largest company out there by any means, and that's not really our focus or our goal. We are looking to grow and expand, but we place a lot of our value in our customer service and giving the best service to our clients. Most of the clients that we've worked with them for over 20 years because of that. We're very strategic in working with our clients, and we've got technology that allows us to do business globally for our clients as well. So yeah, we're a powerhouse.
I love it. And I wanted to put your email up here on the screen. So if anybody is looking at connecting with Brittany, you can give her an email here. I just wanted to make sure that I echoed kind of the three big services that you provide. Global site search. So get a hold of Brittany if you're looking for space wherever in the world. Contract negotiations, which Brittany, thank you for diving into that a little bit more because as you mentioned, it's extremely valuable now and probably more valuable than it's ever been before. And then strategic meetings management, right? There are so many businesses out there and associations and conferences. Yeah. If you're looking to elevate that conference or association meeting, Brittany and her team at INNOV8 would be a great connection. So
I'm more than happy. I'm here to be a resource to anyone out there. If you're a planner or just a company and you've got an assistant in-house that helps with these things, more than happy to help you if you've got questions about contracts. If you're in the middle of one and just want, a second set of eyes on that, I'm happy to do a contract review for you and just here to help and be a resource. So yes, please email me or find me on social media and get a hold of me that way.
Well, and I think somebody chimed in by the name of Carla Stevens Cobb. Is that any relation?
Yes, I would say I have to give her much credit for me being here today. That's my mother. She's in Virginia.
Awesome. Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Brittany, thanks for your time today. I had such a pleasure sharing your story and the INNOV8 story as well. Have a great week.
Thank you. Hey, and thank you guys for all that you do. I really appreciate the Chamber. It's just a great community. You guys do so much for all of the businesses throughout the Treasure Valley, and I really appreciate it.
Well, we appreciate your investment in us, and thank you again. And I look forward to our next conversation, Brittany.
Me too.
Bye.